and welcome to another edition of What Does the Giraffe Say with me, Kathleen Tornay. We are an organisation that aims to reconnect people in conservation by holding live interviews on social media. Today, I am very honoured to be joined by Benson Kanyembo, and he is a law enforcement officer which is based in Zambia. So, Benson, I'm going to hand over to you. If you could tell us a little bit about yourself, about your background, if you've always been involved in conservation, and if you've always been passionate about wildlife.
Thank you very much. My journey, I've been in conservation, I can say, since 1989. I started as an informant. Then later I was given employment as a porter, which was like a baptism, carrying rations, cooking for the rangers. And later I was promoted as a village scout. I've just passed through the ranks, from a porter to a senior wildlife police officer in charge of training. And in 2009, I resigned from the government and joined Conservation South Luangwa as an operations manager. Later in 2018, again, I was promoted as the law enforcement advisor. So from 89 up to 94, I worked as an informal person, helping in wildlife. But from 1994 to date, I'm full-time involved in law enforcement operations.
And were you always passionate about conservation? Is it something that was important to you growing up?
I think the passion started from what I saw on the ground, because Dad had this business of transport. So in Impika, Chinsari, the northern part of the country, I saw a lot of poaching going on, elephants, rhinos, a lot of bad things were happening, and I could see that this was really bad. And that's when I talked to Dad about it, and that's how I got connected to the Owens, who were running the North Luangwa Conservation Project, and I started giving them information. So when I finished my school, that's when they offered me employment as a porter. And like I said, I lost through lunch until I resigned as a senior wildlife police officer.
And then within your position in the organisation, it's quite an intense position that you're in. You're working in some very tough environments, often far away from home, or in areas that have got wildlife that can attack you, or you're trying to protect wildlife from. What kind of challenges are you facing, and how do you deal with
that? There are so many challenges in our way. I think the first challenge I'll tell you will be, the first challenge is deforestation. It is bad. Land use plan, it is not there. Financial support, we get our financial support from the donors. Come to the illegal life trade, the bushmeat trade. People cannot say they are killing the animals because they want to just eat the meat. It is a full-time commercial business. Then there's a land use, there's the human wildlife conflict, because there's no land use plan. People are building anyhow, and the animals, for example, an elephant, when it passes here, it will take 40 years to come and pass at the same place. If you find there's a house, there's a garden. So the conflicts are going up. So those are some of the biggest challenge. The population growth, like I said, there's no land use plan. It has created a lot of problems on the ranger, because people look at the ranger as if he's the one who is in charge of the animals. So these are some of the biggest challenges. Apart from the challenge right facing the bush, fighting the poachers, a lot of this and that, but these are my biggest challenge that I'm seeing. They need to be looked into, not only in Zambia. I think in all countries in Africa, they are facing these challenges.
Yeah, and then when you're working in the bush, what exactly are you actually looking for? Are you looking for the poachers? How long are you typically out for when you are doing these kinds of missions?
A normal patrol is 10 days, to be 4 officers for 10 days. You come home, you rest for 3 days, you need to go back. And then it depends on season. Sometimes in the rain season, people go out for 21 days, they come back and rest for 7 days. So some operations depend on the information, the type of information that you have. But a normal patrol is just 10 days. You come back and rest for 3 days. At least you need to put in 21 days in a month.
And is there such thing as a typical day for you? What would you typically do during the time when you are off?
I think my day is not planned. It just comes the way with whatever is happening. You may think today I'm going to be at the office, maybe the repeater has gone down, so you need to go and climb the hill to go and check the repeater, or maybe the driver is not there, you need to deploy a patrol, there's an emergency. So our days are not, you may have a plan, we have plans, but things doesn't always follow the plan that is there. Things just happen and you just have to go with the way things are happening.
And you were actually were the winner of the 2019 Tusk Award for the Wildlife Ranger of the Year. Can you talk to us a little bit about these awards and what they actually mean to people in the industry?
Let me just say, from the time I started my work to date, I have never seen a ranger being awarded. And I've been in the bush, I've seen what happens there, the fights with the community, with the poachers, this and that. And for me to be awarded, it really showed that people out there are seeing that what we are doing is important, and they appreciate it. It changed the way I was looking at my work. I was just working because I love my work. I really wanted to do my work. But when I was awarded, I could tell people appreciate what we are doing. People out there understand. And it has given the morale to the other rangers out there. Because I started as a low-ranking ranger, ended up being, a local celeb. So everyone has that morale now to say, "Oh, let me work hard. Let me be honest in my job. One day I'll also be awarded the way Benson was awarded." So it's a morale booster to every ranger I can say in Africa, to say people are looking at us, and one day, in one way or another, will be awarded. That award is not only for myself; it is all for the all rangers that I've worked with from when I started until now and on the way forward. It is an award for Zambia or Zambian Rangers.
And I think as well, it's an inspiration for others like in the younger generation who may be looking at that career and feeling like it's actually a lot of work, and it's the money's not that great. You're doing incredibly tough, dangerous jobs. You're starting to get the recognition for the work you're actually doing.
Yeah, as you are saying about the money, this is what I tell those people who want to join. If you want to join in conservation and you are looking at the money, then you are joining a long career. This is not about money. This is about doing what you love. Because the animals that we protect, it is not only me alone and my family that will benefit. It is everyone. We are in this ecosystem. So whatever happens to Mother Nature, it will happen to you and me. So when we protect these animals, we are protecting everyone in the ecosystem, because we are all part and parcel of the ecosystem. Looking at the money, then this is a wrong career. Let him go and become a banker. You need to you come here with a passion of doing the best that you can. This is my national heritage, given to me by God. It is mine, it is my responsibility to make sure that we protect our natural resources, not only for the future generation, for us living right now.
Yeah, that's a fantastic attitude. And I know as well, when I've been doing a bit of research into the Tusk Conservation Awards, it was obviously pre-COVID when you won. So it was actually quite a glamorous affair for you. Was it England that you went to receive the awards?
Yes, I went to London. I met His Royal Highness Prince William, the wife, the way I was received, something that I never expected. I thought it would take days for me to be received, but Within like 5 minutes, we knocked on the door. We were taken inside, given drinks. Here is the prince and the wife chatting to us as if he knows me, ask me about my family, my prison experience. It was so amazing. You could tell someone also has passion about wildlife. It was so, yeah.
Yeah, I think this picture here is a fantastic picture and sums up the day quite nicely.
Yes, yes, yes.
As part of your entry to the Tusk Awards, all the different ranges, it's quite competitive. There's a lot of ranges that are entering, and you have to send in a video detailing, why you feel like, or why your organisation, I should say, feels like you are deserving of the award. Now, your video, I recommend people to watch if they get a chance back home. It's on the Tusk website. And it actually opens up with a ranger who worked under you, saying that being trained by you was incredibly hard and that he actually hated you at the start. But then he does go on to say that he then realized that he just needed to prove himself, and you actually ended up being very empowering and inspiring him to kind of be better and do better. Why do you feel like it's so important for rangers to be pushed?
The life and the work of a ranger is very tough and it is very dangerous. So you need people that are mentally and physically strong for them to survive in the bush. Because even when you are out here, it's not everyone in the community who appreciate you. People who insult you. People who tell you, say a lot of things about you. So if you are not ready for it, you end up doing wrong things and then you'll be jailed. There's these human rights things. So if you are not mentally and physically strong, then you won't cope up. You end up doing some wrong things and human rights will be on you. So as a ranger, you really need to be tough inside and outside. Insults are like blessings.
And do you have any favorite stories of like maybe some rangers that have started off that have gone on to do something incredibly well?
Yes, I've got one ranger who started as a wildlife police officer in 2004, Austin Mwanza. He is now the assistant commissioner in Chiranga. He's almost reaching the top of the system. So it gives great joy when you see such people that you trained are doing, wonderful things. Out of the 600, I can say 3/4 of the rangers that I participated in training are all doing well. They're all really doing well and, raising my name up.
Well, it's also, I guess, a testament that you're doing a good job if these people are coming from underneath you and working their ways up, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
We've got some nice comments coming through already. So we've got Stacey Satterfield, and she's based in America, and she's saying the work of the Rangers is greatly appreciated by all. And we've also got someone called Tishy Bunk, and they are saying that you're completely right. Being a Ranger should never just be about the money. And then also we've got another comment coming through from Moana, based in Zambia. She says, "Whatever happens to Mother Nature happens to us," are amazing words. So you're getting some very nice feedback coming through, and everyone's very appreciative of the work that you're doing.
Thank you very much. The other thing that I would want to see, we should start teaching our children right there in the house that poaching or cutting trees is an offense. The way we teach our children that stealing is an offense. If we can instill that in our children right now, the future generation will do a better job than what we are doing. Because when we were growing up, a lot of people didn't think poaching is an offense. They didn't take it like that. But if we can start it right now, it will change. The other mistake that people have, they look to heaven. They don't care about what is happening right now. But here we are. We are suffering the climate change because our forefathers didn't do a good job. So we shouldn't just be looking, thinking about heaven and destroying things. No, this is my heaven right here where I am. I need to make sure that I sort out the problems that is happening. A good example is if you are on your mattress there, you urinate on that mattress. Who's going to suffocate there? It is you. And this is what people are doing. It is us on this earth destroying, and it is us suffering. Let's change that mentality. Let's be positive and do something good so that Mother Nature can also take care of us.
That's a great attitude, and I know that, that there's a lot of work being done in your organisation as well to do some education with the youth. Do you feel like they are seeing a change in attitude, and do you think they're caring a bit more than before?
It is, what I can say, it is a 50-50 thing. Some people during the day, they will say good things. When they are behind somewhere there, they will change and join the bandwagon of doing the wrong things. We need just to change. We need just to, when I say this, let it continue even behind, like this is what I stand for.
Yeah. Now, we spoke about it briefly before we went live, but we can't talk about anything at the minute without touching on COVID and how it's impacting the industry. And we've also got a comment come through from Peter Lau, who's actually worded it better than I have. And he's saying, thank you for the opportunity to say about your work, and thank you so much for all the work that you do for wildlife and local people. And he's asking, how is your work affected by the COVID-19 situation? Without tourists, how is your work financed? And have you seen a rise in the killing of wildlife for bushmeat? And is there any particular species that's been impacted?
To be frank with you, yes, when the COVID came in, we thought it will have a lot of impact on our work. But we had this plan with the department whereby we reduced the number of people in the groups, and so that we can make sure we cover this whole area. For the years that I've been here, I think this is one of my best years where we have reduced, like on the elephant poaching, reduced. Yes, the impact outside in the community is there, because most of the lodge staff, thousands of people that depend on tourism business, are not working. So you can see it in the village there. You can see that there's an impact. But as CSLO, we have been helping for 19 weeks now. We have been working with the lodge staff, those that are completely not getting something, or some are getting 50% of whatever. We have what we call green sweeps. Maybe 4 people from one lodge with a scout, a ranger from the department, who clean their surrounding, pick up litter, get snares that are around that area. So, and we pay them something. We have paid $750,000 to the staff that are not getting as much as they were getting from the lodges. The same green sweeps have helped us in removing 350 wire snares from the front of these lodges. You see, because if these wires were there, then a lot of animals would have died. So 144 green sweeps have been conducted, and 602 staff from the lodge were engaged. So that's what we are doing to give back to the community, because you find that one staff from the lodge keeps like 15 people. So if he has got nothing at home, then the whole 15 people will suffer. And this is one way of us giving back to the community. We are also helping in the human-wildlife conflict mitigation. So on my side as a law enforcer, there's not much that I can complain comparing to the rest of the years behind me. The 2020 has been better in law enforcement than the rest of the years.
And do you think that's because the people aren't actually able to get into the parks to be doing the big money poaching?
Like I said, we have intensified the anti-poaching itself. We are also engaging the community. We also have what we call game drives. Since there's not a lot of tourists coming in, we have taken like 675 villagers into the park. Because some of these people have been here, they have never been in the park. So we have done 99 game drives to take people inside, and this is from the age of 5 to 70. So I can say people are appreciating. The poaching is there; it's not completely gone. There's still poaching, but according to, like I've said, the operations that we have been doing, the data, the feedback that I have on the ground, we have done better than the past years.
And as well, I think by doing the game drives, which I think is a great idea, by the way, you're going to make people more passionate about the wildlife if they're seeing it in not such a negative term and actually seeing them in its natural environment.
Yeah. In fact, 58% of these people that we have taken in the park, the women, women are influential. He will tell the husband, this is wrong, let's stop doing this. So this 58% has helped in telling whoever maybe was trying to do something wrong there, say, hey, let's protect our natural resources. We still have got the wrong way to go.
Yeah. Now I know as well that to kind of help fundraise the work that you're doing, you also you do a lot of work with Tusk, who we touched on briefly earlier, and you also do a lot of ways to try and raise funds. Now, one of the things that they're doing at the minute, which I know you're part of, is this I'll bring it up on the screen now so people can see. But basically, what it is if people back home want to support the operations that are being done, there's an opportunity to win a once-in-a-lifetime conservation experience, and that's part of the Tusk and CSL. And that basically entitles people to safari drives, meeting and spending time with the team, which I believe includes you, Benson.
Yes.
As well as on an anti-snare patrol with the rangers, and meeting some of the partners. It also includes an aerial surveillance flight and 6 nights at Mafui Lodge and return flights to Mafui Airport. So these are great ideas to try and get people involved, because it means that people can donate. They don't have to donate a huge amount to be able to win the opportunity to go. But it also encourages more people to donate and hopefully then bring some more funds into the organisations. Why do you think it's important to be teaming up with people like Tusk?
Yeah, Tusk has been supporting a lot of organizations in Africa. So I feel happy that money shouldn't just be donated to CSL. If it goes to Tusk, then our colleagues, because there are some organizations that are in so much problems than the way we are better off than some of our colleagues. So if this money goes to Tusk will be able to give these other organizations in Africa, and they'll be able to safeguard and protect their natural resources as well. Because the COVID is affecting everyone. It is not only in Zambia, it is everywhere in Africa. So a lot of people have been affected. A lot of rangers are not working. So I feel it is important that when we donate through Tusk will be able to share these resources to other organizations as well. We are in this together, and we should work as a team. Because sometimes what poachers do is they will see that there's a soft spot in this country. That's where they will shift to the base and do what they are poaching or the organized crime. So that's why it is important that everyone at least should get something from these funds that are being donated through CSL and Tusk.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I've only got one more question left, but if you're watching back home and you would like to ask a question to Benson, then please do put it in the comment section and I will read it out. Also, if you're watching this and it's not live, then do feel free to comment and we will do our best to get back to you and answer your question. So Benson, part of what you said, you actually said it earlier as well, was the fact that the natural resources are our national heritage, and you stand up and do your best you can to protect them for the rest of your life. I love that. I feel like it's an incredibly powerful statement. What would you like to say? Would you like for your legacy to be for the next generation, and how would you like to inspire them?
I feel the next generation shouldn't be just the lovers of money, because we have seen when we like money, it ends us doing wrong things so that we make quick money. The young generation, the officers that want to be rangers, should be like long-nosed truck drivers. Their focus should be in the future, in plant. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to become. Then they start negotiating, moving through their career, the way I've moved. Because if I came in just that I wanted money, I would have joined, I would have done a lot of bad things, and today I wouldn't be here where I am, talking to you, talking about how can we help one another. The love of money has taken down a lot of people. Yes, I know money is important. I work for money at the end of the day, but it shouldn't be blinding people that they forget about doing the right thing and end up doing the wrong things. You also just shame your family, also shame your community where you are coming from. If you are found in these corrupt things. So if someone just want to join in the conservation, there is no money. You want to be a millionaire, come here to do your work. You will be harshly treated, poorly paid, but deeply respected for doing the right thing. Because, like I said earlier on, we are in this circle together. We are all in this. So whatever wrongs we do to nature, whether you are rich or poor, everyone gets affected at the end of the day.
For sure. And I think, kind of feeding on from that, the right thing doesn't always come easy, does it? Sometimes it's the harder thing to do, and you have to actually work a lot more just to try and do something that makes a difference.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, well, we've got another comment from Stacey Satterfield. She's saying such wise words, Benson. And also had Tishy saying that she agrees with you that poaching and cutting trees is killing your own home.
Exactly.
Excellent. Okay, well, that's everything that we've got to cover today. So I totally appreciate you coming on today, Benson, and spending the time to talk to everyone about the incredible work that you're doing. Is there anything that you would like to say before we go?
I would just urge everyone at home, when buying these wildlife products, get a history. Was it harvested illegally or legally? Or when donating, find out who are these people, why am I supporting? What are they doing? Is this the right thing? Before you cut this tree, remember to plant another tree. When you are going to fishing, do not use a wrong net. Use a right net so that even tomorrow there will be more fish. See? Because if we are just selfish and do whatever we want to do right now, we don't know when the world is ending. Our children, ourselves will suffer. So let's just change the way we used to look at things. I would love to hear a pastor or a religious leader in the church telling people that cutting trees is wrong, poaching is wrong. Because God didn't say go and finish these things. He said go and do over them, use them wisely. That's how these things were given to us. So we are the people that should use them sustainably. I think that's what I can say.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Everyone needs to kind of be a lot more sustainable in what we're doing and realize that if we keep thinking that eventually there's going to be nothing left.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you so much again for coming on, and I hope everyone back home has enjoyed this chat as much as I have. Again, please do, if you have any questions after the event, pop them on into the comment section and we'll have a look later. If this is something that you've enjoyed, then do check out some other interviews that I've got on What Does the Giraffe Say Media on Facebook, and you can see lots more incredibly inspiring people talking about their work in conservation. So thank you again, Benson, for coming on, and thank you everyone back home, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You're welcome.